Imagine the scene. A woman comes home after an exhaustive day at work, dreaming only with a little peace and tranquility. When opening the door, however, what she finds is true chaos. Your once organized kitchen now looks like a battlefield. The table is crowded with dirty dishes, empty bottles, and food remains she had bought for the week. And at the center of all this, as if it were the queen of a kingdom that does not belong to her, is her mother-in-law, surrounded by a true entourage of relatives she barely knows. This is the story of Ariana, a woman who, like many others, has faced the invasion of privacy and disrespect disguised as a family visit. It all started with an unexpected call from her husband, Mateusz, in the middle of the afternoon. His voice sounded tense, almost worried. "Your mother called me." He said he's at home. Alone. Ariana felt a chill. The last time the mother-in-law, Helena, appeared without warning, ended in endless discussions. And now, again, the same script was repeated. Upon arriving at the building, she already sensed the worst. The high laughs and the noise of cutlery from his apartment confirmed his suspicions. When opening the door, the scene was deplorable. 6 people at the table, undoubtedly devouring everything she had bought with so much effort. "Your special preserves, open. The wine I kept for a special occasion, almost ending." Even the shape of lasagna, which she had prepared with love over the weekend, was reduced to crumbs. "Ah, finally the owner of the house has arrived," exclaimed Helena, as if Ariana were a guest in her own home. "We were already waiting for you." Ariana, however, was not naive. She knew very well that this was not a visit, it was an invasion. With a firm voice, but still trying to keep calm, he asked, "How did you enter?" "Well, my son gave me a key," said the mother-in-law, with a smile of superiority. "After all, this is his house too, isn't it?" No, it wasn't. Ariana had bought that apartment long before she met Mateusz. And, above all, they had a deal: no visit without notice, especially not his mother, who had crossed all the lines of respect before. "Didn't you think they should warn me?" he asked, looking at the mess in the kitchen. Dirty dishes, spread, the floor marked by shoe footprints. "But it was a surprise," justified one of the aunts, as if that were a valid excuse. Surprise? Or lack of consideration? Ariana was not going to be manipulating. "You consumed all my purchase of the week. 30,000 reais in products, thrown out in a few hours." "Well, you get well, buy more," Helena said, with a gesture of contempt. It was the drop of water. Ariana didn't hesitate. With erect posture and unshakable voice, he stated, "The visit is over. I ask everyone to leave my house. Now." The silence that followed was deafening. The relatives looked at each other, unbelievers. Helena, however, did not conform. "How do you dare to expel us? Mateusz will know that." "May you know," Ariana replied, already taking the phone out of her pocket. "He can hear everything right now. And if you don't leave in 10 minutes, the police will resolve." She turned on the camera, registering every second. The minutes passed, and the mother-in-law's resistance faded when Mateusz on the phone confirmed what Ariana already knew: he would not tolerate that disrespect. "He told us to go to a hotel," Helena murmured, defeated. "So you better hurry," Ariana replied, opening the door. "The night is just starting, and you have 2 options, a paid room or the train station." Without further discussions, the guests came out one by one, carrying their bags with the same effort they used to invade their peace. When the last person crossed the door, Ariana closed it with deep relief. Some battles are not only necessary, they are a matter of dignity. And Ariana had ended. It should be noted that when it comes to respecting your space, there is no possible negotiation. But Elena Vyacheslavovna was not willing to retreat so easily. With a quick movement, she stuck her foot in the crack of the door, her eyes sparkling with indignation. "It will still regret it," he whispered with a threat-laden voice. "Matvey will know everything. How dared to treat his mother like this?" Ariana didn't even blink. "He already knows," he replied with a calm that only increased the fury of the other woman. "You called him yourself." With a firm but controlled push, she removed the foot of the mother-in-law and closed the door with a definitive snap. The sound of the switch turning in the lock and the metal noise of the current being echoed as an end point. Outside, the heavy steps and the indignant voices moved away from the staircase. Ariana leaned against the door, feeling the weight of the confrontation finally leave her shoulders. Only then did he realize that his hands trembled. Not with fear, but from an adrenaline that now seeking output. When finally turned to inspect the apartment, the scenario was bleak. The guests had not only occupied their space, they had left behind a trail of disrespect. Crumbs scattered across the floor like crumbs of forced hospitality, halved teacups on the coffee table, strange lipstick spots on the sink glass. The wine I had given her on a year's birthday together, carefully kept for a special occasion, now was just an empty bottle in the trash. Ariana took a deep breath and began to clean. Each movement was methodical, almost therapeutic. Throw away from others' waste, wipe away the dirty surfaces, restore the order stolen. As the invader's dust disappeared, a strange feeling took over her, a mixture of anger at audacity and a fierce pride for finally said not. And then, around 8 at night, the key turned in the lock. Matvey entered, his face a mask of tiredness and confusion. "Mom called," he began, hesitating as he crossed the threshold. "She said you kicked them out." Ariana did not respond with words. Instead, she extended the phone with the photos she had taken. Chaos in the kitchen, the missing wine, the purposeful mess left behind as a challenge message. "They arrived without warning, ate all our food, drank the wine you gave me on our birthday and refused to leave," he said, his voice firm. "Oh, and by talking about it," she crossed her arms, "why the hell does your mother have keys to my house?" Matvey looked down, embarrassed. "I gave her a reserve game when I moved here. Just by precaution, if I needed something." Your voice failed. "I didn't think she would use it that way. So think now," Ariana cut. "Or I change the lock tomorrow." He nodded immediately, as if relieved to have a clear exit. "Sure. I talk to her tomorrow, I promise. She also said that I'm a bad guy and that you should come running put me in my place," Ariana added dryly. "But I think you already know how it works." Matvey sighed, running his hand over his face. "I know. Sorry. I compensate for the shopping, everything. It's not about purchases, Matvey." She approached, looking at him in the eyes. "It's about respect. About the fact that this is my home. Our home. And no one, not even your mother, has the right to invade you like a roadside hotel." At that moment, Matvey's phone started ringing. Mom's name blinked on the screen. He looked at Ariana, uncertain. "Answer," she said, with a head gesture. "But put it on the Vivi." Matvey obeyed, and Elena Vyacheslavovna's voice exploded through the room like a grenade. "Son, this woman threw you on the street like a dog. Your aunts and I are in a cheap, humiliated hotel. She threw our stairs below, shouted like crazy. Now and..." Ariana did not move. He just slid his finger through his own phone screen and reproduced the video he had recorded during the farewell of the guests. The images showed the naked truth. No mess, no scream, only people leaving, reluctant, yes, but intact, with their bags. "Mother," Matvey interrupted, his voice unexpectedly firm. "No one has been expelled. You went out of your own will. And Ariana has every right not to want guests not invited." An incredulous silence on the other end of the line. So the mother-in-law's voice climbed a dramatic tone. "So that's how? Do you believe it, a strange, instead of your own mother? After all I did for you." "I believe what I see, Mom," Matvey replied, without giving in. "And I had already asked you not to appear without warning. But we are family. We don't need permission to see our own son. We need..." "Yes," he said, and Ariana felt something rearrange inside her when he heard those words. "Because this is not just my house here. It's Ariana's house too. And we decided together who enters here." The theatrical cry echoed over the phone. "So that's how you treat your mother? After all?" "Mom, stop the drama," Matvey cut tired. "You are in a hotel, not on the street. Tomorrow I pass there, take the keys you shouldn't have used, and we talk calmly." "What keys?" Elena's voice sounded sharp. "The ones in my house. The ones I gave you for emergencies and you used to invade my wife's privacy." A loaded silence. So the mother-in-law exploded. "Ah, so that's what she wants. That I can't even see my own son. Matvey closed his eyes for a second, as if he sought patience. It's not about it, Mom. It's about limits. And tomorrow we talk. He hung up before she could answer. Ariana watched him, surprised by the firmness he had acted. Thank you, he murmured, sitting beside him on the couch. Why? He seemed genuinely confused. For supporting me. For the first time in 2 years. Matvey lowered his head, embarrassed. I know she's hard, but it's not bad. Matvey, Ariana interrupted him, Serena. She called me unsuccessful, lied about me throwing your things below, and still tried to manipulate you to come here to solve the situation. She held her face, forcing him to look at her. This is not difficult. This is toxic. He hugged her, squeezing her against him. You're right. Tomorrow I talk seriously with her. And I get the keys. Promise? I promise. And for the first time Ariana believed.